Learn to root online at your own pace in the comfort of your home. Visit therebornartiststudio.com for more details. Take your reborning to the next level by visiting eBorns on YouTube.
This episode is brought to you in part by Irresistibles. Visit Irresistibles.com for Irresistibles heat set paint and mediums, Reborn doll kits, and all your Reborn supply needs.
Hi everyone, I'm Lizbeth Devlin from the Reborn Artist Studio.
And I'm Emily Elliott from Reborns.
Welcome to another edition of Reborn Rap.
Yeah, welcome. We have a great show for you guys today. We're going to have Kelli Maple from Little Mouse Nursery on.
Yeah, we've actually got quite a bit to cover. I'm looking forward to talking to Kelli because she's an absolute sweetheart in her videos. So that interview is going to be coming up shortly.
Yeah, but before that, what have you got going on?
What have I got going on? Let me see. So I finished actually, here's a lesson for people. I kind of don't do what I did. So I had a custom order for a Callaway, and I decided that I was going to do a hairstyle that's not one that I do all the time. And I loved how it turned out. And I showed it to the new mommy, and she was like, I don't like the hair. So she's the lady's super nice. My customer's super nice, but she hadn't asked for that type of hair, and I just got into a zone. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But anyway, Callaway did find a new home, and I'm working on another reborn for this customer who, like I say, she's wonderful, and she's going to get the hair she actually wants this time.
And your Callaway was stunning, by the way.
Thank
and
you.
She sold like that, which I had no doubts that she would, because I'm always right. Just keep remembering
are always
that.
Right. You are, and I think it's like, it's that whole thing, like, do we do customs because then the doll's sold, or do you just make a doll on your own and then list it? And I've been very fortunate. I've never had any issues selling my dolls, but I always think, is this the one that's not going to sell? Yeah. So I was really happy that she sold like within hours. So that was good.
Yeah, it was. What else do you have going on?
Oh,
I know what you have going on. I just want you to talk about it. I'm excited.
So it's Christmas at my house. I just received my order from Spain, the Macalusion clothing that I have, the Spanish knitwear. And the stuff is absolutely gorgeous. I get so excited because it's like I'm watching the door for when the UPS guy arrives, even though I already know what I've purchased. But once it gets here, I'm like a kid at Christmas. I mean, it's just, I get to open this box and all these beautiful outfits. And then I usually take way too many of them and stash them for myself, and then I realize that I need to be practical here. People are asking, do you have that color in a preemie? And I'm thinking, I have it in my secret stash, but I'm not. So then I end up surrendering it. So yeah, but I'm super excited to get that stuff up and available for everyone that wants to get some. So
well, I'm really excited because I'm down to like 2 for girls. I'm completely out for boys. I need them for my prototype photos. Like, your first order is going to be from me. So you guys can check out Lizbeth's website after I'm done and see what's left.
By the time you're finished and I'm finished, there'll be nothing left.
I know. I feel like we've been waiting for We've been waiting for so long for this order.
Well, because you have to buy it out of season. So like in September, I'm buying the spring collection, and I'm actually just about to start to buy the winter collection. So by the time it ships, it is a surprise when I open the box. So yeah.
I know.
Gorgeous
I wouldn't be able to remember what I had ordered either.
So what have you been up to, Miss Emily?
I've just been working on my prototypes. I'll give a little shout out to Esther from Irresistibles, who's the producer of my Fuji prototype. I can't show the baby yet, but when I can, we'll do a little thing on here. I'll show you all. Yeah. It's my first toddler. I don't know if toddlers are my niche or not, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, because they're painted different. They don't have as much mottling.
Yeah, they're
as
so
the babies.
Different.
Yeah, and then you're also the size of them too. They're a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I've never painted a toddler, so I don't even know what I'm talking about here.
Well, you're saying all true things.
Yeah, and Esther owns Irresistibles, and it's a great dealership to purchase from. They actually have a really good rewards program.
They do. You get points with every purchase, and I love that you can redeem your points to buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
They have an amazing selection. Like, they just have so much stuff. It's crazy. You get like anything that you need for reborning there.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of times where I've gone to buy, like, I need needles or I needed eyes or something like that, and I actually have enough points to purchase the entire item without spending any money. So yeah, it's definitely a great reward system. So check out Irresistible's rewards program. It's absolutely fabulous. And if you're looking for a kit or any supplies, check out irresistibles.com. So we decided that we are going to announce our giveaway winners rather than just posting a little post at the end. We decided we're going to announce the giveaway winners during the show. And I'm really excited about this because this person is an absolute sweetheart. So Rebecca Ann Bentley, you are the winner of the Chardon Kit by Joy Wong. So congratulations. We'll be reaching out to you shortly, getting all your information, and we'll get that kit off to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, congratulations, Rebecca.
Thank you. And thank you for always sharing and being always active in the Reborn Rap community. So thank you.
So after a little Reborn Rap Rave hiatus, we're back with our first Reborn Rap Rave in a few months.
Yes, we are. We did take a little bit of a break, but great artists to start it off again.
I am so excited about this one. We have Zoe Johnston from Zojo Reborns, and her work is amazing.
Yeah, look at these babies. They're absolutely stunning. How long has she been reborning for?
Only 2 years, shockingly. Yeah.
Oh
she lives in London. She's out of the UK. And it's actually pretty cool. She got her start in music. She's a singer. And then now she's doing reborn dolls.
Wow.
Which I think is cool. It's just, the love of art expanded into different areas.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. She's actually going to be at the doll show in Peterborough, United Kingdom. They're having 2. She's going to both, one in June and one in October. So if you guys are in the UK, go pop on over and say hi to Zoe.
Yeah. Look at the work. It's absolutely incredible. Just a natural.
She really is. And her links will be in the description, so you guys can go give her a follow.
Yeah. Thank you for allowing us to share your wonderful work.
Yeah. Thank you, Zoe. So we're here with Kelli Maple. Hi, Kelli.
Hi. Kelli. Great to have you on the show. We've been really excited about having you on here because you are a name that's popped up several times. Trying to get hold of you was a little bit hard, and I can understand why, because you have an incredible amount of followers on YouTube. You're up to 2.6 million. I'm going to say that again, 2.6 million subscribers. That is just absolutely outstanding.
Thank you.
I know I've watched you for a really long time. I know you say this a lot on your channel, how it's like embarrassing looking back at your old videos, but from a viewer perspective, like it has been so awesome to really like see you grow up on camera. Like you've evolved so much. Your dolls have evolved. Like it's just so cool. I love watching you.
It is pretty cool.
So how young were you when you started recording the YouTube videos?
I was, I think, 11 or 12.
Wow.
It was in 2014. Yeah, I was 12.
14. Oh, wow. That's excellent. And so how did you get started? I know the viewers would like to hear, how did you get started with YouTube channel? And then how did you move into Reborns?
So with YouTube, I was in 6th grade, like in middle school. And I think one of my friends, like at lunch, said I should post videos. I don't know why, but my videos started out like just as my cats. And then like it turned into like me just recording myself playing with my dolls. And like just, I've always like enjoyed dolls and toys. Like I feel like longer than traditional kids. Like you're supposed to be like grown out of dolls by the time you're like 12, but I was never like that, and I recorded myself like playing with my dolls, and it was just very like natural. And then I came across Reborns in I think 2015. I found them just on YouTube because I've always been interested in dolls and babies my whole life, and they popped up on a video like suggested for me, and I fell in love because I love babies and I love dolls, and it was just perfect. And I begged my mom so many times. I wanted a Reborn so bad. She was like, "No, you're too old. You're not going to play with this in like a year." And she wouldn't let me get one. And also because they're so expensive. So she was like, you're not getting a Reborn. And then I finally convinced her to let me get a Paradise Galleries doll. So like started out with one of those, I think in 2015. And then after I was still very much into it. So she was like, I wore her down and she let me get a Reborn. So I got my first Reborn in 2016. And it's just gone from there almost 10 years later.
Wow, that's incredible.
And you have some amazing box opening videos too. Like you have really good taste in Reborns, I have to say. Like you buy a lot of prototypes and like high-end dolls, and it's been awesome seeing the silicones lately too.
I feel like I have a very expensive taste. I'm very picky with what I collect, and like it's evolved as I've been collecting for so long. And like I look back on old dolls I used to have, and they were cute, but I have a very high standard of the dolls that I collect. So a lot of the time I'll get dolls and sell them right away because I'm just not happy with them. And so they don't even make it onto YouTube.
That's actually how I got into reborning too. I bought a reborn doll, and when it arrived home, it smelled so bad of cigarette smoke. And then I bought another one, and it was like holding something made of sandpaper. It was so rough. I mean, I could have filed my nails on it. It was that rough. And I thought, surely I can do something better than that. So is that kind of where you started from? You were like, oh, let's just try this out? Or how did you start painting?
I've always been artistic my whole life too. So I've always loved like drawing and painting. And the first time I went to the Rose Doll Show in 2017, I knew that I wanted to paint. Like I begged my mom to go to the Rose Doll Show because I was like, we have to go. This is so cool. Mm-hmm. And because we were going, I signed up for the beginner painting class with Sarah and Letha Melman, and I learned from them. Because I've always been artistic, but I felt like I should learn from somebody who knows what they're doing rather than just try it myself. Because I feel like that's just a better way to get started, so I know how to properly do it. So I learned from them, and I've done a bunch of different courses throughout the years, and I'm always learning with my painting.
Love to hear that, because Emily and I are big advocates for always learning and always doing courses, and it's so good to hear that that's how you got started too.
I know I always recommend courses for people. I feel like it just sets you up for success better than just trying it on your own.
Yeah, I think you tend to waste a lot of money if you don't. I mean, I know that when I started out, I bought way too many colors and products and stuff that I never used. And I could have used that money on a tutorial.
And when did you start painting?
In 2017. So like I sent you guys a picture. My mom took that. So that was at the Rose Doll Show of me, like in the painting class, painting the doll. And then it was the Blessing Kit by Marita Winters. So I sent a picture of that, like my very first baby.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, little tiny baby. So that's really cool then. I had thought for some reason that you had like a longer period of collecting before you started reborning. I think it's awesome that you like really just jumped right in, especially at your age at the time. Like, I feel like we don't have enough like young artists, young collectors, and then just the way you've been able to grow since then is amazing. So you are a nanny for your day job, right?
Yes.
So how do you balance that with, I mean, you have a huge social media following. I know content creation takes such a long time, and creating Reborns also.
It is a lot. And like, I've only been nannying this past like maybe 7 or 8 months. So it hasn't been a long time, but I do love it. And like before that, when I was a lot younger, I was balancing school with like painting and YouTube. Especially back then, it was like I didn't have a ton of friends growing up, so most of my time, like when other kids would be like playing with their friends or out doing stuff, I was home doing my videos, and the viewers were my friends, the dolls were my friends, and that's just kind of how I grew up. And then now it's like I work from 9:30 to 4:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays as a nanny. So I'll usually, when I get home around like 5 o'clock, and I'll usually paint for a little bit at night. Like I take a little break for dinner too, but then I'll work probably until like 9:30, just painting and working on that. And I try and do YouTube stuff like on the weekends and like the days off. I've been slacking on YouTube. I haven't focused on it as much as I used to, and I need to get back into that.
Well, it's so time consuming. And I know, I mean, obviously I don't have the following you have, but for the small following I have, it's a lot, like keeping up with people's questions and stuff. So it's not only just producing the YouTube videos, it's also other social media, and then responding to people that are asking questions. And of course, obviously you sell your dolls too. So you've got a clientele and a customer base that you need to tend to. So it's a lot. That's amazing that you keep up with it. Oh, to be young again.
What's your favorite kind of content to create on your channel?
I love doing box openings because it's so exciting. Because like I'm always like really excited when I'm waiting for a doll, because it's, like I said, I'm really picky. So usually when I'm expecting a doll, it's one that I'm super excited about, and so I get very excited when they get here. And I know people love the box opening videos. It's exciting to see new work, especially when I get stuff from new artists that I've never seen their work before. Right. I love doing that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love watching those. Like, I don't collect, and they always make me want to. Like, I just want to buy one so I could do box opening, and I think that part is so exciting to watch.
I've done that before too. Like I've bought work from artists just because I want to see their work and don't hang on to them for very long, but it's fun to just experience different artists' work. And it helps me a lot with my painting, because I love to see other people's techniques and I inspect the dolls. I feel like that helps me grow a lot as an artist.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Yeah. And I think that's great too for people that can't like maybe afford a big collection. That's why going to doll shows is really important, because you do get to see other artists' work. And I mean, I know the recent doll show, Yophi, that I went to really opened up my eyes to other artists.
It's very nice to like experience other artists' work in person, because you see the pictures, but it's so much better in person.
So you have a lot of followers on YouTube. Was your growth like fast or slow? No. Like how long did it take you?
So I started my channel in April 2014 when I was 12. And then it took a little over 2 years, like in March 2016, to get 100,000 subscribers. And then another like 2 years from there, in December 2018, I got 1 million followers. And then I don't have, this is like, I used to document this stuff, so I have that, but everything else, I don't know.
I would too.
Yeah.
But I have it framed right here.
So it kind of spiraled, kind of like snowballed, I guess, basically.
Yeah. I feel like I got started at a good time, because there weren't a lot of doll channels on YouTube when I got started. So I was like kind of one of the first that was like doing doll videos. And so I feel like that really helped me. Like I always say, if I had started doing my channel now, I don't think I'd have the success that I do. So I think I was just very fortunate with starting when I did. And then also the types of videos I did, because I used to mainly do baby alive videos, and especially younger kids really love those. And still I get questions every day to make more of those. And I just don't have the creativity that I used to have when I was a lot younger. So I can't do it, I feel like.
Is there any advice that you would give people like us? I'm just kidding. Not really. That are trying to grow on YouTube?
I think it's definitely important to be consistent. Like, especially when I was starting out, I used to post every single day, which is a lot of work. Sometimes I would post like multiple times a day, which that's just crazy. Now I try and post like once a week, but I should do more than that. And I think it helps a lot to be consistent, because people are looking forward to the videos and they know that you're going to be posting. So it's hard when you're like not posting a lot and people don't keep up with it.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's the biggest tip would be like be consistent and try and post a lot.
Consistency is the key. Okay. Got that.
YouTube is a rough place to grow nowadays, like when you're starting a channel.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like everything is all like short form content, like on TikTok and Instagram now. And I've tried to do that, but I'm not cut out for short form. I talk too much, and I try and make videos for like TikTok and Instagram, and they end up being way too long, and it tells me you're over the limit. I can't do short form.
And then you have to watch the orientation too for TikTok. So a video that might work on YouTube isn't necessarily going to work on TikTok or Instagram. And who needs that much more work? Yeah. So, and you have plans to attend the doll show, the Dolls of the World doll show, which is June 21st and 22nd. And you have a booth, is that correct?
Yes, booth 12.
Booth 12. And what can people expect when they visit your booth?
I am planning on bringing a lot of dolls that I'm making myself. So far I have like 3 that are, one's completely done, 2 are almost done, but I'm hoping to have around like 15. I brought 2 silicones last year, and hopefully I can bring at least another silicone this year. I know people are always looking forward to silicones.
So you're selling at doll shows. Where else do you sell? Do you sell on platforms or have your own website or anything?
Yes, I do have my own website, littlemousenurseryshop.com, but I feel like I mainly sell through Instagram. I just sell it on my Little Mouse Nursery account. And I also sell through Facebook, and I have a Reborns account, but I feel like that doesn't do very well.
Well, you have the audience, you might as well use it like on your platform. Seems like the easiest place to sell.
Yeah.
And do you do custom orders, or is it all just kind of do your own thing?
I do custom orders.
You do? Okay. All right. Are you booked out? If anyone's thinking about getting a doll from you, how far out would you be?
No, I could take one on right now.
Okay. Oh, be careful. You've got the doll show dolls as well.
I know.
Glutton for punishment, girl.
And we'll put all of your links in the description so that people know where they can find you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you do just Caucasian babies? Are you doing other skin tones?
I do like all different skin tones. I've been trying especially to like branch out and just make more. Like recently, the past maybe 3 years, I feel like I've been trying to focus a lot on like darker, like African American babies, and I've gotten a lot of compliments from like other artists and collectors about them, which feels really good. Like I've had some really well-known artists tell me they like my work that like on my darker babies, and it feels really good to hear that because it's like artists that I want to own work from. So it's very nice. And then I've been trying to do some like Asian babies recently. I try and do everything.
Yeah, and I think we should point out to the audience too, anyone that's not an artist, that darker skin tone, it's harder to find those babies, mainly because it's harder to paint the darker skin tones. And a lot of people try it and just fail miserably. I know because I get asked for darker skin tone, and I always have to refer them out because I just can't paint those darker skin tones. It's definitely a talent.
It's a lot of work. There's one I'm working on right now for the doll show. It's like,
oh, that's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And then you can see it. You see at the bottom here where the flanges,
the color difference
that the kit started
it's
out
crazy.
At. And that's layer upon layer upon layer. Do you use heat set or air dry?
I do. I use heat set.
Heat set. So that means every time you paint a layer, you're baking it, painting, baking. So it takes a really, really long time to get a dark skin tone. They always like look weird in the beginning, and I get discouraged a lot. Like I have what I consider my graveyard of dolls that I like start and I don't like, so I'll just put them away and start a new one. And I tend to do that a lot, which I'm really bad about that. I need to go back and fix them, but I'll just put them away, and they look weird in the beginning, but they come together at the end. Yeah, I love that because I have a graveyard too, and I have a crib in my studio, and I have a bag that's hid down the side, and that's my graveyard, so I don't have to look at them.
I have bins. I have like those like 5-gallon. I think that's how big they are. Those like big bins. I have 5 of them full.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really bad about my graveyard.
Well, it's still a lot. I mean, because the only way to get the paint off is stripping it, and it takes
stripping,
a long
I will
time.
do it if I have to.
Yeah.
That's why they're in the graveyard. I just put them away and just start on something new.
I'm gonna like steal that term. I always call mine that's the like problem child's box. You know, I need something cooler to call it.
I love that. Yeah.
And they never come out of those boxes.
No.
Like, you know, we throw them and say, oh, well, yeah, we'll fix that one later or strip it. Like, it's never happening. I don't know why we save them.
No kidding. And, you know, I think if we ended up digging in those boxes, we'd probably find a couple of rare kits that everyone's
I have a ton
for.
of like sold out kits that are in my graveyard. I'm like, I need to strip these so I can redo them.
That's funny. So, Kelli, you got into reborn pretty early and you're a young gal. And for you being younger, did you get any backlash being in school? Like, you're too old for dolls? Or, you know, as you expanded your presence, were you receiving any backlash, or how did you handle it if you did?
Yes, definitely. So like I mentioned, like I was able to do my YouTube so often because I didn't have a lot of friends just in general. And then it like stemmed from that, like then people knew me as the doll girl, and it was like people just kind of didn't want to be my friend because it was a weird thing. And when I got into high school, like with prom, like no one was ever mean to my face, but they like nominated me for prom queen as a way to like bully me for the dolls. So I had a bad prom experience and I didn't want to go. I did go, but it wasn't a great experience.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible.
That's dreadful. That really
I'm
is
like,
dreadful.
do we need to beat somebody up?
Yeah,
like,
that's
you are so
right.
sweet. Like,
No
I don't
kidding.
understand.
What school was this? and you know what? Here's the thing. I mean, when you're so big on social media, you're earning an income. So who's laughing now, basically? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, like, they thought it was weird, but they would want to be in my videos because they knew that I was popular. So they wanted to, like, they were like, can we be in the videos? Because they wanted to, like, be popular.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Gosh, people can be so mean, can't they?
Yeah.
That's almost even harder, too, because then you don't know if people are just trying to use you to elevate themselves or...
I have a hard time making friends, like, because of that. And I'm very... I feel like I keep to myself most of the time because it is hard to know people's like true intentions.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know, that's a testament to how strong you are, because a lot of people wouldn't have been able to handle that and would have just shut everything down and backed away. So for you to continue persevering, like, good for you. I mean, that really shows what a strong individual you are. Strong woman.
Thank you.
Love it. So we've got some viewer questions, I believe.
Yeah, we do. We just had a few. So Joylyn Wong wants to know if there was a favorite childhood doll that sparked a love of collecting for you.
Okay, I've always had dolls like my whole life. I have a photo of me like not even 2 years old, like with a baby doll. I've always had dolls my whole life. Like I don't remember a time without dolls. My favorites were like my Baby Alives. That was like my favorite thing when I was younger. I got my first one I think when I was 4 or 5, and I loved them because they would, not really anymore, but they used to always like be able to eat real food and they would move and cry, and I loved that because it like felt realistic. So I just play mommy with them, and then like from there, I would have like shoo dolls. They were, I had one like you could feed it water and it would cry real tears, and that one seemed a little bit more like a real baby. It was like bigger, and I used to dress it up in our old baby clothes that like me and my sister used to wear. Because that one was a little bit bigger, so that's what I like considered my first like realistic baby doll, even though they didn't look real at all. But I've always just like played mommy with them. Like all of my dolls, it's always like they were my kids. And I feel like I still think of them like that.
Okay, Kelly Sullivan wants to know how hard was the transition from YouTube content creator to be taken seriously as an artist?
I feel like I still kind of struggle with that because I've heard people say like you only have success in your dolls because you have a big name, and it's hard to not believe that sometimes. Like especially when like sales are hard and then dolls aren't selling, it's like, oh, people don't actually like my work. They just know who I am. And it is hard to like navigate that because sometimes I've heard people say like I've only gotten prototype opportunities because of my name, and only been able to sell at shows because I have a big following. And it's hard.
Yeah. And just some people just can't enjoy other people's success. I mean, what's that saying they say? Some people will blow out your candle to make their candle, shine brighter. I think it's terrible. And you only have to look at your work to see why the dolls are selling. They're absolutely gorgeous. I think you do a tremendous job. Yeah.
Yeah, and your name is you, it's your work. It's part of your brand. I'm pretty sure they're probably just jealous because they don't have the same amount of reach. And I feel like that's something I feel like it's being framed as a negative, but all those people follow you because they love you and they love your work. And that's why they're buying your work.
Right.
And they know about you, so they're able to get your work easily.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to hear people doing that, especially when we're always telling people like a huge part of being successful, being able to sell is building your brand, building your name.
Yeah.
And then people act like it's a bad thing when you have it. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, I'll just give you one more. Art Dollhouse wants to know what your plans are for the future with dolls as you get older.
Hopefully I'll just continue collecting. I can't see myself without dolls. Like, I've always had dolls my whole life, and there are so many of the dolls that I have, like, I could never see myself getting rid of. Like, even my Baby Live dolls, like, I don't do anything with them anymore, but I still have all of them. They're all in my attic, and especially a lot of my like childhood like toy dolls, I definitely want to give to my kids. But I can always see myself collecting and painting because I love it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And I think you should keep painting because your work's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Kelli, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really awesome to get to meet you. I feel like we had to stalk you to get you here. And
I know, I'm really bad about messaging. Like, I get a lot of messages and it's really overwhelming. I feel like I just tend to avoid it. It stresses me out.
Yeah, I can imagine. And you on the videos on YouTube and everywhere else, you look so sweet, and you're just an absolute doll. You really are. You're just a lovely, lovely young lady, and I'm so happy about all your success.
Thank you.
It's been amazing interviewing you. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was very fun.
Yeah. All right.
You take care. Bye.
Bye.
I love Kelli. Isn't she wonderful?
She really is. She is like just as sweet as she is in her videos.
She sure is. And to think of people bullying her is...
Oh, I just can't imagine. Like, she's so like little and quiet and cute. Like, I feel this like big sister type protective energy, which I mean, I know she's a grown woman now, but like, I don't know. It makes me mad. I just can't imagine what kind of people act that way towards someone who's doing something they're passionate about, but also being so successful doing it.
Well, exactly. And who's laughing now? Seriously?
Yeah.
And she is a nanny and she was telling us off camera that she's now nannying an 8-week-old baby. So I'm envious that she's getting all those newborn pictures.
I know, right? She has like in-person reference.
Yeah, share them. But I mean, like, growing a channel takes a long time, but she's got 2.6 million. I mean, that is just 2.6 million subscribers. Is just mind blowing. I mean, that's a celebrity status.
And it happened so organically for her too.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry, Tate just he just walked in from outside. He's really muddy.
I saw the eye glance. Oh.
Do you want to say hi, little tot? This is our next guest.
I don't know how you can say Tate and little in the same sentence.
Because he looks like a little baby to me when I see him.
Look at that head.
You know, when we first got him, he was the size of his head. Now, like, I don't know. I look at him and he looks so little. He has like that mischievous little glint in his eyes. He just looks like a baby.
Yeah, well, I think you've got cataracts, honestly. Oh, dear. So what have we got coming up in our next show?
Our next show, I'm really excited about, because our next show is going to be us discussing a topic that is near and dear to both of us.
It is. And that topic, of course, is...
Who's going to make it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to be giving our tips and advice, and you can listen to it or you don't need to listen to it. But
but if you want to make it, you should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look at us.
No, we're just, we're going to be talking about some things that we notice in the community with, successful people versus non-successful, and hopefully give you some tips to help you continue making your businesses successful.
Yeah. And we can all do with a little bit of tips and advice on businesses. I mean, this is information that we have discovered. And, I do a lot of research too online, and this is just stuff that we'll be passing along that other people are using for their success that, I'm now also trying to mimic too.
Yeah, so tune in next time.
Tune in. Yeah, you get just the two of us. So, and then do you have something to say about subscriptions?
Oh my goodness.
She wants
me to do that.
Do
Smash that subscribe button.
Do it.
You know what is so funny though? We got like some subscribers from that.
Yes.
And I actually asked one, I was like, was it my awesome smash punch? And she was like, no, it was actually the deaf uncle comment just cracked me up so much, and I wanted to subscribe.
Oh my gosh. Well, because when I looked, I thought we only had about 5 subscribers that added, and I was thinking we should like cordially invite them to, I don't know, Emily's Thanksgiving or something. But it ended up we did pick up more than 5, so we want to thank those 5.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on and continuing to support us and keep doing it.
So all of the content that we have, and the deaf uncle was the thing that made somebody subscribe. Really?
Yeah. It was the begging. They realized they didn't have to listen to us. You told them they could just play. They didn't have to hear it. And they're like, I'm there.
Yeah, sign me up. No volume, sign me up. All right. It is that time again. Clipperboard at the ready. Honestly, I think we were spot on last time. I think
we were.
Really?
I thought we weren't when we were doing it, but then when I watched it back, I was like, that was pretty good.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you altered it during editing.
Did you
to make
hear that?
It look like we were on.
I think she just apologized. Oh, I'm going to replay this clip over and over and over again. We did.
Better, so it'll be the only time.
You heard it here first. All right, you ready? I still, and I've still got the original numbers on here because stupid me made it with a permanent marker, but you're able to adjust. I like that. I've got take one, screen one.
I don't know why I didn't fix the take 2. That is in marker. So it'll always say take 2. Although sometimes I can change it into another number. If it has that little circle, I could change it to a 9 or a 6.
Or a 22 or 200.
Exactly.
She's just that talented. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Again, please be kind to each other. Share the love with a post, compliment an artist, tell them they're doing a good job because we want to keep them around. Sculptors too, make sure you're following those sculptors, and check out Irresistibles.
Yep, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like. Comment.
Don't forget to like.
All right. Reborn Rap. That's a wrap. Oh, that was off.
Oh, that was so off.
It was.
I know. I was like waiting, like you saw me going,
and we were both watching each other.
You waited till I clicked it to start putting yours down.
Again, me, dysfunctional. Oh, stay tuned for next week's apology.
I know. Maybe you could take last week's footage and just cut my head off, put it on the outfit that I had last time, and put it in. It'll be perfect.
What a joy that would be, a headless Emily. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. See you next time.